Hello Pisces, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Pisces, this is going to be your February 2024 reading. I apologize that we're behind February 1st here, but getting them out slowly but surely. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all your love, support, like, share, subscribes, and comments. I appreciate each and every single one of you so very much. Personal readings are open and available. The information for the email is in the description box below. And you can reach out to me. It's also in the About section of the page. You can reach out to me via that way. For now, I am hoping this weekend to get the About section of the page updated and include the email or the address for the web address. I can't even talk this morning, goodness. Web address for the calendar that I have worked on to provide some additional times for readings as well. If any of those times don't work for you, feel free to reach out to me and I will do my best to fit you into my schedule. All right, Pisces, let's just go ahead, jump right into it. I'm going to tell you, it's weird. I sat down to do your reading and my ears feel like, not that they're echoing, but it's almost like a full feeling, which is very interesting, but it's like a, I don't know how to explain, like a buzzing sound. So we'll see what that's about. That could just be spirit. I feel like just kind of, I'm going to call it tuning me in. I don't know. All right, I hope you guys are well. Let's see what comes up for February for the sign of Pisces, please, Spirit. I just heard from Spirit it's been a headache. So I know a lot of us had a rough start to the year. It was challenging. It was very different than our norm. Perception and interpretation. Pisces, to me, this feels like one side you, one side someone else. Your interpretation of, it's like what you're trying to interpret to somebody, you can't get them to understand what you mean or how you feel. I posted something, I don't know if it was on YouTube or on Facebook the other day, that talked about the various versions of you. And what it meant was like everybody's got their own version of who you are based upon their perceptions and their own reality, right? And that's kind of what this feels like to me, is that someone else's perception of their experiences are very different than yours. And they're not able to relate to you where you're coming from, right? So it's just a different experiences for each person leads to different understandings and or emotions. And that's kind of where this sits. Okay, so let's see what else comes up. All right, for Pisces, if I can shuffle the cards this morning. I tried to come out here. Foresight. There's a song I just heard, I'm leaving by morning. And I don't, it sounds familiar to me like a song. I'm not sure why, but the foresight is I'm leaving by morning. I don't know. Those were the words they gave me. I don't know what that's from. Let's see. For Pisces, please, in February, Spirit. I feel like you're shutting down, Pisces. Probably the third week is what they just gave me for February. Thank you, Spirit. Certainty. You guys are making an exit from something. And, you know, I'm going to say with the water signs in general for February, I got the goosebumps. This is a lot of focus around the mind and how things are seen, how things are understood. There's a lot of psychology that comes in with this feeling, this awareness of what's happening. I also feel like you're outside of yourself. It's almost like looking down at someone else's life. Some could compare that to an out-of-body experience, but I don't think that's it. It's like you're able to sit in a particular situation and detach yourself on an emotional level that takes you a step back, that you're able to look at things and go, okay, now I get it, you know, or this is now what I see it to be. Through this, Pisces, you've got a lot of healing. Using clear quartz would be very beneficial to you right now. Clear quartz is clarity, right? It works with the mind to help ease any confusion that we have, anything that we're not seeing or understanding. So if you work with crystals, get that clear quartz out, meditate with it, sleep with it, you know, kiss it, whatever, whatever works for you. Because I do feel like, again, it's like sitting outside of your body and looking and going, now I see. Now I get what's happening here, or why. Give me 1 second here. Oops, okay. But now you're starting to see things differently. I would say to you as well, that is Q-Sera is another crystal too that would be very beneficial. Q-Sera is like a step down from Super 7, which works with like 7 different crystals all in one, that opens up our intuition, opens us up to the divine, gives us clarity, gives us peace, understanding. It's a whole other level, you know, it's that kind of vibe. But Q-Sera is super beneficial for all of those things. I'm not trying to sound like a salesman, but if you're interested in either of those, I have crystals available that I keep. I've done those locally for some time, but they are high quality. Like, I've worked for years on getting the best of the best in. So if you're interested in those things, shoot me an email. I do ship. So I don't know, you're really, really seeking some clarity and some higher guidance and understanding right now. And throughout the month of February, Pisces, there's a lot of blues too, and it's learning to interpret your words. You know, not that you have to make somebody else understand where you're coming from. You have to be the one that knows where you're coming from and why you're moving or doing things the way that you feel you need to do them. But it's almost like your experience, if you're watching this video, your experience is something that you have dove deep into to understand the whys of how things have worked out. And it's like you're going on a deeper path. You're maybe trying to connect to spirit more. You may be seeking assistance. You may be praying. You may be meditating. You may be, you know, I'll even say this to go so far for maybe a few of you, having those moments where you're on your knees and going, God, spirit, angels, ancestors, whomever, give me an indication of where I'm going and why I'm going this way, because I've been so confused for so long. And it comes up again for a lot of the signs in February. Markers back to December started a lot of confusion, and we had Mercury in retrograde at that point. It could have brought in a lot of confusion. The quality of the communication during that period of time was direct, but it also created emotional confusion as a result of it, is what I've seen. And they're going back to second, third week of December. Something could have happened that was an eye-opener for you, or there was the beginnings of something that is now starting to play out in your reality on a higher base, where you're sitting outside of yourself and you're looking at these things and going, I need to heal from this experience. I need to address this experience. And, you know, and for some of you, somebody just could have said something really awful. And that in itself is like, you know, if someone, I don't want to say if they didn't validate a feeling that you had, we don't necessarily need validation from outside sources. We have to know that what we feel is right, because that is how we feel. That is our experience. But at the same time, I feel like you're trying to clarify to somebody or something, this is the why. They don't get it. And I don't think that they ever truly will. Okay, watch for jaw issues too. I don't know, they're showing me the jaw and it could be the ears. So you could have had some tinnitus, some, I don't know, TMJ, something like that, right? I'm not a doctor, but something around that, some puffy eyes, maybe some sinus stuff happening as well. So health-wise, I would just be aware of that too. All right, Pisces, let's see what else comes up for you guys. Well, that was quick. Distraction, Cancerian energy. And I'm going to say this to you. Fragility. The mind again. Pisces, the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind. I feel like you have surrounded yourself for a long time with people who, there are people who are supportive of your energy and assisting you in some way. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Cancer, doesn't have to be, or Capricorn. And I said about Capricorn season being December. It's almost like your mental health. There's so much. I want you to see this. So here's this phrenology, certainty card. You see the mind, right? Okay. And I look behind this. I didn't even look at this messages. I said you could be working with the divine, right? Asking for information. So pay attention to feathers. Feathers are on that card. But you've got that mind space, you've got the distraction, which is more of the mind, like an explosion of the mind, or things being muddled, right? And then this fragility. Look at her mind again. It's all over the place. Everything is all over the place. Stop investing your time into things and people who don't get it. Because that in itself is like become the distraction for you, is how do I make them see? And in the middle of trying to make them see, this confusion, this muddledness is coming in and affecting you. I almost feel like mental health wise, right? It's wearing you down. Mentally, you're exhausted. You're worn out by this energy. It's the thing that you're focused on rather than focusing on you. And you need to focus on you. You're the only one who can change your life and make it what it needs to be. I feel like it's been a long road, Pisces, for you guys. For your stability as well. It's like some of you could be dealing with people who they're the ones that need therapy, right? Like, you ever see the little quote that most people who are in therapy because of people who should have gotten therapy and never did. And that's part of this, is it's like somebody's actions or words could be absolutely mind-blowing to you. You may not get how they can be, and it's like you're trying your damnedest to get them to change their way of doing, being, whatever. You're wearing yourself out. And I think that when you go off with friends or whomever is that support system to you, and for some of you, Spirit is saying it's just a simple phone call to somebody, and you step back into this environment where things are muddled, it's like 99% of your day is spent in that energy. Spirit said, how many ways can you bring that percentage down? Can you remove yourself from that situation because it's exhausting you? And it's like you're trying to hold back these energies and present yourself as, I'm great, never better. And I feel like it's kind of like a facade that you've been in for a while. I do feel like I keep going back to this the distraction card. Spirit keeps redirecting me to it. In regards to the mental health, like they take me into this going, but this other person, and then they bring me back into, you're allowing these distractions from this other person to stop you on your course. So it's important that you're aware of the smoke and mirrors, is what they're saying, that are being created throughout this. And I do think that certainty is coming in, but it's like, again, you're getting the big picture, but it's like too much to bear. And I can't help but say to you, it's like, whatever this person or this situation has brought forth for you, it's almost a little bit of a sense of disbelief. Like, this is what's going on. This is what's happened. Some of you could have issues with a maternal figure in your life as well. So let's see, Pisces. Past energy, present energy, and future energy. Pisces, February, Spirit, past energies, please. Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. As I said, whatever happened back in the December time frame for you, it's like that was a moment of, I don't know if I want to, well, we'll call it an aha with the Judgment card. I was going to say aha, there it is, aha. Something happened, something sounded the alarm, something was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute here. I've got to make some kind of decision attached to this, because this is not where I want to see myself at in 15 years. Moving on to calmer waters and the Magician, manifesting. I'm going to say to you too, Pisces, they're kind of tying these two together. In the last year plus, you could have had this vision, this idea of where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to live, what you want to have encompass your life. And these things that are happening, these challenges that are happening along the way, this was self-manifested, and I'm not saying you've manifested arguments or somebody belittling you or pouring your mind full of garbage, but that's the thing that makes us move. That's where we get tired, we get fed up, we get sick of something, and we go, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to move on and move forward in my life. So you've brought this in, right? And now it's like you're turning to spirit or whatever your faith is, and you're grounding your energy to move into this. And it's like you've made these decisions without maybe really thinking about how they were going to play out. And I'm not saying that we're supposed to know. It's the age of Aquarius. We're not supposed to know every single thing and how it's going to happen or whatever. I feel like I want to say to you, and I just had a conversation with someone yesterday about this, these things, these uncomfortable moments will happen to push you outside of the experiences that you've been having, because those experiences no longer work. You've done it over and over again. It's time to move on and move forward. And I do feel like you're prepared to move on and move forward now that you see that big picture, now that you're sitting outside of yourself, emotionally detaching and going, now what do I do? Okay. And it's like you may be kind of fiddling with things, trying to alchemize what's happening. That's been a big word in the month of February. But I think that's a lot of the stuff that you're investing into, and even this situation or person, they're causing distractions for you. And I want to say, like, I get this image of an apartment or something, where, you come in and someone wants to argue with you from moment one, and then they get up and they leave. When I said leaving by morning, like, you could be dealing with someone who's constantly threatening to go or leave, or if it's a workplace, like, here's my 2 weeks again. I might have to sneeze. Excuse me, or yawn. That snuck up on me, my apologies. Or, if you're living with them, every little thing, they're like, I'm gonna leave. And it's like, oh, well, if you're gonna leave, then just go. Or maybe Pisces, maybe this is you going, I'm done, I'm just gonna go. If you're at the point that you're done, quit threatening and make moves. It's either stay and course correct, if you can, which is not always the case, or get up and go and really go. So it's kind of like this idea of what can create smoke and mirrors in the moment. I really don't feel like it's you, but for some of you it could be. That this constant, I'm going to go. Well, if you're going to go, then go. Okay? Present energy for Pisces, please. The Knight of Wands. I seen that on the split. And I was like, let's see what happens here. Knight of Wands, and there's that go, right? There's the get up and go. It's rushing. Spirit is saying out, and there comes the Judgment card, making that decision to leave a situation that's going to move into your happiness. You've got the Two of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, my brain just stopped. Not the King of Cups. The Ten of Cups. Oh my goodness. You've got the Justice card, and then the Chariot. Movement. Fast forward movement. You're fighting for balance, but then it's like you get to the precipice of this balance, and something comes in. What it feels like to me, Pisces, is excuse me, what's on the other side, it comes in very, very small. And this Gratitude card that was showing itself behind the fragility, this is now, I see the connection here. You may have done life for a long time in a big way. Whatever it is you do, however it is you live, everything was on big level, high adrenaline terms. What's coming out on the other side is not so much big energy. It's small, but it's tangible, and it makes you happy. And I think part of this confusion is coming from the other side of this as well. Like, you've got a lot of energy around you that says, here's this situation, let me confuse it. Here's this situation, let me confuse it for you. Okay? And so this small offer of whomever or whatever, it makes you feel really, really good. And then there's like this conundrum of what was before. Well, we can move through this and balance things back out. Or I can move forward and balance things back out. This seems really small to you because it's very different. So think about it on the terms of, and we're going to see a lot of this for all the signs, our understandings around money, finances, and things like that throughout this Pluto and Aquarius. So for the next 20 years, we're going to see this change. That maybe big homes, cars, money, status, if that's been your thing, okay? Doesn't have to be. Or maybe this is this other person. It's been great to have those things, but it doesn't bring complete happiness. There's something about it. It's kind of like selling your soul to the devil. But something else comes in and is giving you this little thing, but it makes you very happy. And it's like, but it's not big enough. That gratitude is understanding that there are different forms of happiness that don't equate to what it is that you've already established to be some kind of happy. Because if you were truly happy with it, you wouldn't be seeking something else, and you sure as hell wouldn't be that confused. What's right for you is never going to leave you in a state of confusion. Not like this. Okay? So it's you needing to get comfortable with that energy of this is going to be a very different experience. And there comes that Page of Pentacles again. Somebody could have expressed some kind of news to you, whether this could maybe be a job offer, a living situation. For some of you, and I said living situation, Spirit is saying like maybe this house or whatever. And the Chariot is moving, and look, the star just popped itself out as I was sitting here. Isn't quite what you wanted it to be, but there's something about it that really makes you happy. And maybe you're putting that off because you're like, well, it's not quite the way. You're going to have to be flexible with the universe this month, Pisces, to get what it is that you want long term, because it can build up to something incredible for you. But it's like Spirit is giving you small increments of this happiness on a different level than you're familiar with. And that is making you go, maybe I should just stay put. Dream and imagine when you put the work into whatever this other thing is that's coming in for you, how much better you're going to feel. Just plain and simple, because they're not, and I'm going to say, whatever this is isn't forceful. And I think that's part of this, Pisces, is you're so used to other people forcing things down your throat on how you're supposed to feel, how you're supposed to live, how you're supposed to act. It's like you get to do life on Pisces terms rather than on everybody else's terms. And it's like, I don't know where to go. I've had everybody else give me direction, and now I've got to create my own direction. And it may feel like you're starting over yet again, Spirit is saying, yet again. But it's going to take you into happiness when you stand solely independent on your own 2 feet. I'm not saying that you're reliant on other people, but it's more on the psyche level of having that validation or having someone tell you that you're going the right way, right? So they're asking you to be comfortable with the small things right now. Don't look at the big picture, look at the here and now, be in the moment and say, boy, this could really be something amazing. So just be mindful of that. But I feel like if you haven't gotten this offer of whatever this is, it's coming. King of Wands in the reverse. I don't like that guy. He pops up in every freaking reading, and then he comes out in the reverse, which makes me just even more angry. Excuse me, I'm going to clarify before I dive into him. I feel like you've got in there the moon energy, Cancer, Pisces energy, there you are. Here's an interesting fact, Pisces. Whatever this offer is, I feel like you've played with it yourself, but you're sitting still on it. Could be doing some healing work on yourself at this time, which 4 of Swords, and then you've got the crystal card up here that says healing. It's also a time out for you to gain the clarity that you need around a situation. I think, and I'm going to say this is the one thing that I got with this King of Wands. This King of Wands I don't feel like is a person in your present energy or even your future energy when it comes to this particular situation. This is a past experience and a fear that's being induced because you're like, this is likely to turn out this way. Spirit took me back to, it was a previous awareness of how things could be, as opposed to how much better they could be. Now, obviously, all of you discern who you're dealing with, right? You're going to know better than I do. Oh, P.S. I said, you know, Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. You've got that card here. And then the Page of Cups. Dream up what you want. That's you right there anyhow. Dream up what you want. You have conjured this up. So let's clarify the Six of Swords and the Magician here. Six of Swords, Spirit. What is this for Pisces? Ten of Cups in the sideways position, the Five of Pentacles. Whatever you're walking away from, whatever you're leaving, whatever you're trying to get yourself out of, only ever reach like a half status when it comes to your emotion. I said to you earlier, right, that if you were completely fulfilled by whatever, whether it was tangible, emotional, whatever, this new thing is giving you that emotional fulfillment, whereas the last thing didn't. So that is exactly what you're moving away from. And you have the Magician, the Tower, the Devil, the Five of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune showing itself as well, along with the High Priestess. I said, whether you knew it or not, you were creating this. You're creating this Tower moment for yourself, for your inner being's higher guidance, the call that knows within that things have to change, and it's a big shakeup for you, and that can cause this confusion. You know, when everything towers to the ground and it just falls, and there's nothing but ash, you can't see clearly anything around you. You've got to wait for the dust to settle, and that's kind of how this feels. And I'm getting this feeling with the Tower and the Magician together, that once that tower is completely down and the dust has settled and cleared, he's got every single tool he needs to recreate life. It's back to one. You've got everything that you need, so don't fear these changes. Don't allow other things from the outside world or even your own self to distract this positive change that's happening for you. So what, you have to learn again? You could be learning, Spirit is saying, becoming an entrepreneur, so maybe you're leaving a job, right? You've always worked for somebody else, and now you're going to do it for yourself. Chasing down your dreams. Chasing down maybe emotional fulfillment, the love of your life, whatever it is. But it's turning things around for you, but you have to be comfortable with that turnaround. And I feel like February is going to be a month where you're learning to be the lead role in your world. You're learning to be the leader, taking control back of your life. Because I feel like for a lot of you, where you would start to make headway and progress, you felt like things were cutting you back down or cutting you off from different areas of life. And it's like every time you got going, damn it, I hit a roadblock again. And most often it had to do with somebody else. And it's like you're morphing into the very person to take control of your life where everybody else had control of your life, or you allowed them to have control of your life, okay? What is this Judgment card? King of Pentacles. I'm going to give you what I just got here, and there's the Judgment card again. Spirit said threats to your finances. And so again, this could be work, this could be love, this could be a spouse, this could be lots of things. They're also saying there's something that ties you to that situation. It could be in relation to children. It does not have to be. But it's like, but this also could be a project or something that you have created there. And it's like, well, if you leave this company, this stays here. Do they own the rights to whatever it is that you were doing? Because if they don't, then it's yours to take along. It's your creation. It's your baby. So it's like that could be part of this mix of trying to make a decision. The King of Pentacles is very secure, very firm, very clear. You know, he doesn't have to do a whole lot of hard work, because I feel like, Pisces, I almost wanted to say Aries, so you could be dealing with an Aries, and you have Aries twice here, as well as Sag and Scorpio, Cancer as well. Give me 1 second, guys. It'll go away. Okay. But whatever you have created, you've worked hard on that, and now it's kind of like, let it coast. The King of Pentacles doesn't have to do a whole lot because he's already built firm foundations, and from this past energy, you're building those firm foundations. But a lot of confusion along the way as to how I get from point A to point B. But that Judgment twice is confirmation of a major decision that you have to make. It's a decision that you're not going to be able to get away from. It's double confirmation, but also understand that when, he's looking forward to his peace, that Four of Swords. He's looking forward to this new judgment, a release of this energy. Oh, and look, I said Sag. There it is. A lot of you, this could have to do with relationships. Two of Cups. He's looking forward to what's to come. You've already made one decision, which probably happened back in the December time frame, or that awareness comes in, right? The aha. But now looking into what comes after that, and it's a release of all the things that have held you back. Don't fear that change. What is this Page of Pentacles, Spirit? The Six of Cups. I said, I got the vibe with this King of Wands that this goes back to a past situation. And with that Six of Cups, I'm seeing it as that. It's going back and going, well, this is this offer. How does it tie to the past? It's like you have your own experience. It's up for interpretation and perception, like I said in the beginning of the reading. And I do feel like you're dealing with somebody else in one way. And I think in the other side of this is your own interpretation and perception of the people because of those past experiences in which you could not get on the same page. But with this, it's like there could be something about this person, the way they come in, that's a little triggering to you, that makes you think about the past in that way. But there's also something about this person that shows some type of maturity, some type of loyalty that they seem to give to you, or the situation anyhow, that leads you to happiness. I said on the other side of this, there's a lot of happiness. And it's like, I fought so long and so hard to get to happiness. I don't want anybody else to affect that. And then you've got the Nine of Pentacles. It's beautiful, abundance, independent, not needing or wanting for anything. You're going to be fine no matter what. It's just a matter of what you do between now and then. Okay? And so with this King of Wands, here's the thing. This is going to... some people don't ever really grow up, right? Put it that way. And I think that there's something that might be a little playful in this person or situation's energy that reminds you of something long ago that, oh boy, like this started off this way back then and look at what happened. And it's like, but this is different. There's a different level of maturity outside of that one thing. We all got quirks, right? King of Wands. What is this for the King of Wands, Spirit? Give me one more. High Priestess. Pay attention in the future to who you're allowing to support you, whatever that support means for you in whatever terms in your life. I also feel there could be, let's say you're leaving a job or a relationship, and the support that you thought you would have from certain people, you're finding out where their loyalties lie, and they may not be with you. So it's like you might be hanging on to something, and this person could be a Taurus specifically, that you thought that no matter what they would have your back, and there's something about the friction, potentially from someone who's got blonde hair, that's like you're trying to kind of hang on to them, but you've got to let them go. They're playing a key role in the decisions that you're making, and I'm going to tell you they could be very pushy very arrogant, very conceited. There's something about it they don't want to see you succeed, Pisces. They really just don't. And it's like you're going to have to pack up shop and walk away from this altogether. Like, you need to. They're not giving you enough. Couple messages from this Page of Pentacles. So, and the King of Wands. They're not giving you enough. And they might come at you a little hard and pressing you why you're doing certain things. Let them go. Let them go. Now, second to this Page of Pentacles, there comes that Two of Cups again, pops back out. When you leave this particular situation, a new world of abundance is opening up. I feel like February is just this massive month of transition for you in regards to your interpretations and your perceptions, and then dealing with the interpretations and perceptions of others to master what it is that you need in your life. You're taking back the reins, and it's like you get yourself built up into that, and then it kind of falters. There's a lot of confusion around all of this energy. It's like to go to stay, and you are weeding things out. It's just taking a lot longer. Look at that, healing, and healing comes out again. Your brain, your thoughts may really struggle with what it means to have to truly let go of all of these people or things or situations or jobs or whatever, to allow you to move forward. All these roadblocks. I feel like, Pisces, you have transformed so many times over. I think I might sneeze. Excuse me, there it comes. Thank you. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. It feels better now, but goodness. Okay. You've rebuilt yourself so many times. But then there's always been something outside of you that's like, let me tear you back down. Let me put you back in your place, Pisces. And you've learned that on a mental note for yourself as well. Like, I'm just going to stay and do this because it's the right, responsible thing to do, maybe for some of you. But now it's like wanting to Windex that shit out. Like, you want to see clearly, right? Like, I get that feeling of like this hand, Windexing the window. Whoosh, 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 right? But you're getting clear about that energy, and as that goes on, you're gonna heal from this and move into a much more stable place. I'll say, Pisces, I wish I had a little more detail around this for you, but I also feel like it's not coming in clearly because surrender and break free tried to show itself, because you don't have clarity, right? Like, your energy is muddled in the mind space, but they're like, this is the picture of what's happening here for you. You can't fear what is on the other side of this. And I think that whatever is being offered to you, protect. You really have to discern if these people if they truly have your best interest at heart, because I don't feel like most of them do. I think there's one specific person or situation that has your best interest at heart. They really, really want to unify with you. And what's crazy is they're not pushy. That's how you're going to know. They're not pushy. They don't shove it down your throat. They're just like, here, I'm going to it's like laying a mint on the table and see who goes after it, because like nobody asked, can I have that? It's like, it's something like that. It's a horrible example nonetheless, but still. They won't push you. They'll sit it there for you, but you have to take action on it. Everybody else has pushed things down your throat for a really long time. What else for Pisces? Change. You got to change your mind. Change your mindset, change your life. Joe Dispenza right there. And Wayne Dyer. Like, you got to change your mind. There is resolution on the horizon after you sit with this pause moment and allow yourself to be the receiver. You've been giving, now you receive. And again, this give and receive is that equal balance of the Six of Pentacles, right? It's give and take. You'll know, because they're going to give to you as much as you give to them. They, I think, do it on a healthy level of Let me give to you because I want to give to you. Let me sit this here for you. Other people have come in and gone. This is how this is going to happen. This is what you have to do. This new thing, this new job, this new whatever, I don't feel like they're pushing. And that's kind of like dealing with some past trauma that you get pushed into something. So now it's like you've been trained for so long, you have to be pushed to go. That this healthy thing isn't pushing you. It's just allowing space for you to breathe. And then you get to do what you need to do. So I hope all of that made sense and brought you some kind of clarity in the middle of all of this confusion. Hopefully March or even the mid-month reading will be clearer. Maybe you'll be in a clearer position. But a lot with the mind. It's like up in the mind is a shitstorm right now. Give it time, protect your energy, work through the healing, allow your mind to change. And if you need to take a moment of pause and self-reflection of healing, by all means you do that, okay? Pisces, that's your February reading as of right now. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I hope this message helped you. Again, personal readings are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below and the About section of the page. I'm wishing you guys the very best, and I will see you soon and on the next one. Take care.